Yes.
Thank you. All righty.
Now it's time for our tea in the streets.
Oh, here we go.
Are y'all excited?
Y'all ready for the tea in the streets?
All right, I'm gonna play.
What's going on now?
This is a good one. I'm gonna play our disclaimer and then I'll get into it with you guys.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Okay, so this one is a story that Miss Carter brought to my attention.
Uh-oh.
Do y'all know the show Married to Medicine? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Heard of it?
Heard of it.
So a clip recently resurfaced of one of the doctors on that show, Dr. Tiffany.
Not Tiffany?
Not Tiffany?
No.
What's her name?
Dr. Jackie.
Jackie. Sorry,
Yeah.
I mixed it up. Dr. Jackie.
Yes. Mhm.
Dr. Jackie, I'm not going to say what she said. I'm just going to let y'all watch the clip.
Yeah.
Sometimes, as African American women, we're a bit more dramatic, and that you go to the doctor and you complain and you complain and you complain, and you're not taken serious because you cried wolf the entire pregnancy.
That ain't me, boo. I don't know what you're talking about, but go ahead.
I didn't say you. I just said as African American women, we want to also make sure you're being serious with your doctor and not playing the game so I can take you off work. Because then we see you 25 times in the pregnancy. It's hard to believe that there's a true problem when there's a true problem.
First and most importantly, to Black women and mothers, including your friends, families, and the medical community who cares for you. Because my words left you hurt and feeling unsupported, I want you to know I hear you, I see you, I believe you, and I apologize from the bottom of my heart.
So yes, that was a clip of her. It was a 2020 clip. She was doing a podcast or something with another cast member on Married to Medicine, and she said what she said.
Yeah.
And then that clip recently resurfaced, and that apology came out more recently.
Right. Like she did a brother Carter.
What happened?
You know.
What do you mean?
You know, lumping everyone in as one
Oh, right.
group. She did a brother Carter there. And
But
she,
speaking as a doctor, well, we're going to have a conversation after we give the other content.
everybody can have a slip up now.
Yeah, we get ready. We got something else. Y'all keep on listening. Then we're going to go.
So, as you guys know, Miss Carter does a lot of traveling. She travels to and from Arkansas and just all over. She's catching flights, not feelings, but you know, whatever. And you actually ran into Dr. Jackie at the airport.
Wow.
So there's a photo that they took together right up there on the screen.
Yeah.
So they had a nice conversation
about this very
and they're
thing.
both beautiful.
Well, thank you. And the reason I put that up there because I wasn't.
Was you bragging?
No, I really was petty. Okay, I really wasn't. I was putting that up there because I had a whole different. When I heard the comment, I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. When I heard the comment, because I am a person that have a high tolerance of pain, and so when I say, and I had an experience with the doctor, and when I say I'm hurting, I'm hurting. And so when I said I was hurting to a physician, the physician asked me, and I was in a great deal of pain. The physician asked my husband, was I seeking pain medicine? Did I like drugs or whatever? And I can speak on my own medical condition. It was years ago. And I ended up they had ruptured my bowel. And so I was in so much pain because I just came through a procedure and they didn't see what was going on. And so I was feeling really, really in my feelings when I heard Jackie say that, even though it was 20, whenever she had the comment. And I watched the show. And so having that comment, I was like, that's so, how can you as an African-American physician say that when our healthcare is always questioned, or we are in a place where the doctors sometimes don't take us serious, especially someone that is not of color. And so
someone that is of color.
No, a doctor that is not of color.
The doctor.
Yes. Okay. And so I was really, really like, you know what, Jackie,
taken back, huh?
No, I was like, you know what, Jackie, you've become an elitist, you know. And so as much as I liked her playing acting on the show.
You was gonna protest the show?
No, I was just going to protest her. And so God has a way of having you, and I do want you guys to give your perspective, but I'm telling you how I came from where I was to where I am now. God had me run into her, and we had a whole conversation. I hadn't seen her apology that she gave there. And I think if I would have had seen that apology, I would have brought that up in the conversation because that didn't resonate with me. And just looking at it now. But the conversation that I had with her, and I did question and I did push back. I can
So
tell
what
you,
part of the apology you questioned?
the one that she just showed where I guess it was Christmas Day, around Christmas, that she got on and she gave sitting on her sofa. That if I would have seen that, I would have brought it up to her because it didn't resonate with me just looking at it now.
Yeah.
But the conversation that I had, it was her opportunity to, and she really did regret. And she said that she was trying to, be heavenly, Dr. Heavenly. That's kind of, knee jerking with the words. And I said, well, you can only be you. And whenever we try to act and be something outside of ourselves, then this is what you get.
That's the result.
Yes, this is the result of what you get. And so I did another thing, and she didn't know me from Adam and Eve, and I don't know her other than seeing her on TV. And so for those that are listening under my ears, people make mistakes. And I do think that sometimes we need to choose our words better. And we need to also know that people will hold us accountable for the words. And especially when you're sitting in a place of a position, it impacts other people's lives.
So do you believe there's any truth to what she said at all? Is there any
I think it is
segment of
I
truth
think
to
it
what
is
she said?
I think that there are some people, and it doesn't have anything to do with the color of their skin. I think there are some people out there that are that complain. And so it's very difficult for physicians to determine whether or not the patient is really hurting or are they seeking. So I do think that. But what was so damaging is the fact that an African American physician and a woman,
because that's what she sees.
OB-GYN.
She see a lot of African American women, right?
That's not the point.
I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't know her patient population. It's the fact that she said that. And
but I'm just saying, for the sake of conversation, she said this believing it was true when she said it.
Well,
but if she's a provider, she has to see all different races.
Yes. So she's not just seeing, but the fact that she
said African American women come to the doctor and complain a lot. That was her truth at the moment.
Yes, I do believe that.
Yes,
that was her truth at the moment. And now when you get
called out on it,
you get some flashback on it. Now you want to get up on TV and start crying or whatever and start saying you apologize. All I'm saying is, if you stand on something that's true to you, stand on it.
I agree.
Okay,
stand on it.
So if that's how you feel,
if that's how you feel, stand on it.
So if you would have made that statement, you wouldn't have got back up and apologized. Even sometimes you say things.
I say things that,
that's what I'm saying to you.
And it was in 2020. So I think there's also like her opinion may have changed on it.
Right.
But I think there is something to say about like it got resurfaced. She didn't apologize until it became public again. Because I think she went and talked to
the vice president
about mortality rates of Black women while giving birth. So I think people were like,
so they went to digging around on her and it came back up. That's why I'm saying you have to be careful about the words.
I know. That's why you're always saying allegedly to me.
That's why I be hitting him under the table, y'all, because ain't no telling what's going to come out. But that's what y'all love about Brother Carter. But I have to suffer the consequence now. Just teasing.
But that's the point. I feel like Brother Carter is saying, if she said it 3 years ago and she's apologizing now, then shouldn't that means that what you said 3 years ago you
meant that?
If it's
see, her apology to me should have been, that was 3 years ago. I have grown since then, and I see it differently.
Right.
Now I can accept that.
Right.
Yes. Right. I agree with you.
But back 3 years ago, that was my reality.
Right. So are you just apologizing because it resurfaced?
Or are you apologizing?
Or did you grow from exactly?
Or are you apologizing?
And I know Dr. Jack is on the show right now. She's listening in right now. I know Val made her connect to the show. So we want to give you a shout out there, Jackie, and to your husband. What's his name?
He was there too. God dog, why can't I?
I know his
Oh,
name
God.
all
It done went
right
off,
off
but
there. It's
anyway.
gone out the window. But shout out to
Shout
you
out.
too, my brother.
But anyway, again, be careful. Think about the words that you say. Even on here, and
Curtis.
the
Curtis. All right.
the guests that come on, your words matter. And it's going to affect someone. Having a conversation also can change things around. But if you say something, stand on it. But if you learn and you say something and you get a different perspective, then be grown enough to own, hey, I made a mistake. And literally, I want to grow from COVID.
Yes, I have a quick question. Do you think because, a lot of doctors are white men, like that's a male-dominated field. What kind of doctor is she? Is she an OB? She's an OB. So I'm sure females are probably mostly. I don't have the statistics on that. But do you think, as maybe a minority in a field of medicine where it's like you're the odd one out, for lack of a better term, do you think she was maybe saying this to look like, I don't know how to explain it. Like,
no, you can't get in her mind and say what she was. I
But I understand what she's saying.
As a minority, do you feel like maybe sometimes you might say things that you don't necessarily
that you just want to kind of go along?
You want to go along to impress these other people.
That's a good way of looking at it, and I can't say that she necessarily was doing that, but I do know of some people that tend to play the card to get along, play along to get along. And I understand exactly what you're saying. And I would hope that wasn't her intent. I think really she was really, that may have been like Lauren said, at the time, she was trying to express something and it was not as artful as it should have been. And or it was just how she felt.
And unfortunately, as a public figure,
yes,
you do have to be careful.
You got to be careful about what you say. So that's
unless you're the ex-president, you don't have to be careful.
Right. You don't care.
Donald Trump, you just say it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you look people in their face and say, I didn't say that.
Well, I think
but it's here on camera. No, that wasn't me. I didn't say it.
But that goes back to, in my opinion, as being irresponsible with your words. We have a responsibility when you're sitting on any type of platform, even our platform. We have a responsibility with our words and what we say.
And I just believe anybody can get caught up in a moment. So and you can get caught up in a moment and say something that can be harmful.
Whether you mean it or not, you know what I mean?
I'm trying to stay away from big words right now because Abigail waiting on one of those words to come out.
For your dictionary.
Because y'all know that Abigail is building her own dictionary for Brother Carter. So by the end of the year, she's going to put up a dictionary, a Brother Carter's dictionary. Instead of a Webster, it will be a Brother Carter's dictionary. So don't give my husband a hard time.
That's
all right. Then anybody else have anything else on that?
What were you gonna say? Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say that I feel like it kind of shows a little bit of her lack of empathy for her own race, for her own culture a little bit. And I want to say that she probably did say it as the play along get card, because I've seen several cases of nurses, doctors saying these things and treating African American women in like bad, or they don't believe them very differently. Like when my sister was pregnant, I was a little bit scared for that, because I was like, she's definitely a minority, right? They see her skin, they see then that she's a Latina and everything, but thank God everything went well and she found a very good doctor. So I think it's definitely that we need to pay attention to the doctors that we're following or trusting, and definitely know that they're here for us instead of for their practice or whatever.
And we have to advocate for ourselves. And the one thing that I love, and I always tell my family members, you want to find a physician that you connect with and that is going to listen to you. And I take it a step further. If I don't have a relationship, I'm not referring my family to them. And because when it comes down to it, they have my family's life in their hands.
I think a couple of years ago, you told me about an incident with the doctor. And you had to, reel that back in.
Well, you have an advantage that a lot of people don't have. You know medicine, you know hospital, you know protocol.
That's true.
And a lot of people don't have that knowledge and are unable to advocate for themselves and have to accept That's why there's so many people on so many different medicines today, because they're trusting the doctor.
But advocating for yourself, and yeah, please hear me when I say that, it's not about knowing about medicine. You need to know, am I connected? Is this doctor, is this nurse?
Trust your instincts, is what you're saying.
Yes. Is this nurse really here for me? Are they just trying to get through the work? You know, are they hearing me? Are they caring about it? And when you get that feeling that it's just not right, trust your gut and, you know, immediately change that.
One thing I wanted to say before we move forward, comments like that they form a stigma.
Yes.
Because now people that are watching, or women of color that are watching, are going to feel like, man, I don't have a support system in my physician. I can't just go to any physician now because of what the comment was made. So to your point, words are so important. And I hope that people understand that there are great physicians out there. So this one comment doesn't just, not everybody's the same, because people start putting them in a box and categorizing them. So,
and I'm not here to say whether or not she's a good physician or not, you know, because I don't know her bedside manner. But what I am going to say is that definitely from that conversation that I had with her one-on-one, it was probably a good 30-minute conversation from someone that I don't know. I can see the regret. I actually really got a chance, and I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I can definitely see the regret, and I think that it's taken a toll on her.
And the way she carried herself on the show is we love you, Dr. Jack. We love the way your attitude and everything on the show.
I just wanted to piggyback off of something that Coach Bree just said too. I think also that comment coming from a Black woman, a Black doctor, almost puts that validity in it. So now other people who feel that way will be like, well, she said it,
and she's a Black person.
Yes, and she's a part of your community, so if she thinks it, then it must be true.
100%. And I think that's a great way, again, for us to move on. Make your words matter. You know, at the end of the day, your words matter, and how you, what are you projecting out there? Because it's going to take root from someone else.
And we have some comments that I wanted to read off too. Elizabeth McPherson said,
"Hey Liz,
we are in an important position. Our words can be a sharp weapon for someone else."
Absolutely.
Tasha P said,
Oh,
that's
hey,
your mom. That's your mom.
Hey, Tasha. How you doing? Hey, mama.
She said, words have meaning, so you have to choose your words wisely.
Yes.
And sometimes it's not just what you say, it's also how you say it.
Exactly.
And then Kevin says, I know how that feels. James says, I don't know why they even need to discriminate between human beings.
Come on now. Say that again, James.
Fact.
And that's it in a nutshell. Why did race even have to come into that that, you know, at the end of the day, that's a patient laying there. That's a patient walking into the room. And I think it just takes legs. So again, be very careful with the words.
With your words. In the beginning was what?
The word.
And the word was God, and the word was with God. So everything that existed because of words spoken. And so we have that same power today with our words to manifest or to denigrate people and ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, those words are seeds.
Right.
Those words are seeds.
Yes.
Before we go there, I'm going to ask Abigail to read Rosemary's comment real quick over on YouTube.
She said, my sister gave birth to a boy. When my sister was in labor, the nurses treated them like trash. She was in so much pain, yet they make her hold only because she was a Black. They made her hold on only because she was a Black woman.
Wow.
She had two fathers.
And then she said, still can't forget about the pain my sister was suffering.
You know, first, Rosemary, I'm so sorry your sister had to go through that. I hate for anybody to have to go through that. But again, those comments and those perceptions of people are real. Again, be careful of the words that you speak and advocate for your family, because it couldn't have been mine. I'd have been tearing up the hospital. I'm just saying. So there we go.
All right. Now we're going.